Happy Easter, my friends. Happy Passover, my friends. I hope you have a lovely day today and enjoy family, friends, and the wonderful, beautiful time that we celebrate this. Now, in this video, I have dressed up only because my mother would absolutely love it, and because I am a very nostalgic person. Now, I might look as if I'm something out of the dinosaur land in my Adrian Vidadini linen jacket with the shoulder pads and everything that is probably, I don't know, 30, 40 years old. I've loved it. And for the past 4 or 5 Easters, I've worn this jacket. Now, I made the hat probably 30 years ago when I wanted to just have a great floral hat to wear. I used one of those the horsehair crinoline forms and then just went wild putting fabric on it and florals, and it's fun. Now, tomorrow, Moosey and I are going over to Dubby's for brunch. So we will be with her whole family, her grandkids too, and all her kids, except for Katie, who is living in Scotland with her hubby. And I want to wish Katie a very happy Easter as well. In this video, I'm not dressed like this the whole video. I have a jeans shirt on, and my granddaughter, Shannon, who was home from college for the weekend, she and I spent 3 hours in my closet room, and we went to town purging and cleaning and picking up and sorting, cleaning off shelves and just organizing. Shannon is a great instigator for purging. Yesterday, we had a wonderful visit from Mikey and Lizzie and Megan. They drove up from San Diego, and Sabrina and Dane had flown to New York on Wednesday because Dane and his high school orchestra were playing at Carnegie Hall. And so Mikey was alone with the girls. But we had a great time. We just visited, and the girls chatted with Moosey, and oh, they went up to see the chicken coop. I think Lizzie was so cute. She wanted to know if they opened up the doors, would the chickens just fly away, or would they stay around and play with her? But we had so much fun. I just love it when the kids come. Lizzie is the little doggy girl, as you can imagine. Well, it's Saturday morning, and my granddaughter, Shannon, is due in about 5 minutes. She's home from college for the weekend, and we are going to attack my closet.
It's only 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's a quick drive, so,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have my car, so it'll be pretty
That's
easy.
good.
Yeah, and I was telling Nanny, hopefully I'll have a job by then.
She's trying.
Yeah.
Okay, lean down for a shot. Cute.
Is this a picture?
No, but I'll do a screenshot of it.
Okay.
It's always better. What were you going to say, Moosey? Just smile.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Any exciting courses next year?
I'm taking 3 communication classes, a chem class, and what was my other one? Oh, French.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Por favor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Spanish.
No, I'm not good at
And
Spanish.
hopefully do some purging today. Shannon is always the one that is urging me, say, Nanny, I haven't seen that on you in a year. Why don't you get rid of that? Well, as you know, a lot of my favorite things are 30 years old. So 1 year really doesn't matter. But actually, it is that 1 year that is important. So I think we're going to make some headway because it's getting a bit ridiculous around here. I just don't have the occasions to wear all the clothes that I do love, or that at least I've accumulated. And a lot of them are just not my faves. They're more of the everyday variety of clothes that I wear here on YouTube. But the real faves are the ones that I have saved for so long. I see Shannon coming, and so I better hop off because we have to get busy in there. Catch you in a few minutes. Sweet Shanny is in my closet organizing a whole bunch of little things, putting them together. What's in there? Jewelry?
Jewelry, ribbon, headbands, a lot of stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
try and consolidate
Yeah.
and let me know what we want to get rid of.
Okay. Oh, tools.
Ooh, what's that?
Tools.
What?
Oh, tools.
Oh,
Little tool
tools.
bag.
I think that's for jewelry or something.
Oh.
Maybe I'll take
okay.
those. See, some things I'm missing and
Okay.
couldn't find. Let me know if you find some neat things like that.
I will.
Yeah. So we're organizing the closet. Right now, she's already done a lot of sweaters. The sweaters go out. We have gotten a bag ready for Goodwill, right?
Yep.
Would you say I'm doing?
Pretty good. You've gotten like rid of a few stuff, but there's still a lot of stuff.
I know, a lot of bags and whatever. I know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to it now that you have some time to help me. Okay. Thank you. I'll leave you to be. Shannon has organized my hats into garden hats, cowboy hats, and fancy hats. And right now, I'm going to ask her to pull out my flowered hats because you and I are going to do a little hat show in a minute, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. What do you got there?
She got rid of all this stuff, and then that's all this stuff we kept on the floor right there. But this was most of the tub, so it's a good job.
You're a good influence, Shanny. Out
Good.
It goes.
Yep.
And we'll
Garbage.
bag it up for somebody that needs it.
Yeah.
Thank
Goodwill.
you. Shannon isn't here. I don't do as well, that's for sure. But we had tons of fun. We worked for 3 hours, and she went home. It still is only 12:30, 12:45. We started very early. And I'm going to rest for a little while as soon as I finish this video because I do want to get it up for you. I had to wish you happy Easter in my hat. Now, tomorrow, we probably will, well, maybe not Moosey, but I would love to go. Colleen and Micah and the two children. Brendan is away and wasn't able to get home from college. But they're going to a sunrise mass at 6:30, and I would love to go with them. So I'm hoping that I can get up and not disturb Moosey. He's not able to go. From there, I'll come home, and then at 10 o'clock, we'll go to Dubby's for brunch, and then come home and spend a little bit of the afternoon with Colleen and Micah and the kids. I would love, Ryan is also home from college, and I'd like to see her too. So we hope to have a very lovely day. The sun is out, and I think we're finished with that gloomy weather for a while. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. But in the meantime, I did want to talk with you. The one thing that I'm going to put on too, this won't be a real long video, but I did cook the onion rings. Remember I told you I had a no-carb onion ring recipe that I couldn't wait to do. Well, I did it, and I filmed it, and I'm going to show it to you. I'm not going to tell you the outcome. You can decide as you see it, and at the end of the video, I will share with you. Moosey sampled them, I sampled them, and they look wonderful, and I will actually put that video on here for you. I will show you the video first, and then after the video, I do want you to tell me what you think of the way the video went. Dying to make these onion rings, no carb onion rings. Here's all you need. You preheat the oven at 400 degrees. So the oven is preheating. I just heard the bell. And all you need is a big cookie sheet. You need some parchment paper. And then you probably want to do 1 onion, whatever will fill up this whole tray. I do have about 3/4 of an onion here, so I'm going to start with that. And then you need, here it is. We need Parmesan cheese, and you can either buy the kind in the tub or in the bag. It doesn't matter. Not the powdered version, but this version. Now, I have 2 of them here just in case, because you are going to liberally use these on the bottom and on the top of a layer of onion rings. So, We have some paprika, which will go on the top before the last layer of cheese, and some cayenne pepper if you prefer one or the other, paprika or a little bit of spicy with the cayenne. I also brought out some red pepper flakes. You can put a few of these on if you don't want the cayenne, and some garlic powder. Now I have minced garlic. I need more garlic powder. So I'm going to slice them up, and I'll show you how we do it. Easy peasy. No carb and delicious. And we're going to dip these in some kind of a mayo sauce with some spices in it, or a ranch if that's what you prefer. It'll have a little carbs, but you can make your own sauce. To slice your onions. Not too thin, not too thick. Let me pick a perfect one. I would say that might now, see, that's kind of too thicknesses there. Let's see. You want the onions to be thick enough so that you taste them. Not too thin, but you don't want them too thick either. That looks kind of good all the way around. I'd say a 1/4 of an inch, a little less than that. We're using them flat and whole, and that's going to be our onion ring. Hoo-hoo, can't wait. Now, we are going to liberally put Parmesan cheese all over the bottom of this. And if I can do this with the one hand, let's see. Okay, we want to liberally put it out. I'll thin it out afterward, but it has to be thick. So you're probably going to use definitely 2 bags because one of them hardly does one. I do have a big cookie sheet here. Now this is a big cookie sheet, and I used almost 2 bags on this. You can see how thick it is. You have to completely cover the bottom. Not thick, just cover the whole bottom. So you see how it's covered. Now we're going to do another layer on top of these, so we need enough Parmesan cheese. Now I'm going to dig into another onion here so we get enough onions to eat, because I know Lucy and I are going to want to gobble this up. Yes, we need more onions, but that's how it's going to go. So here we are. A couple of them over here were broken up, but I'm putting those in anyway. Now some of them had little green things in them. I hope that won't make a difference, but I had a big tray, so I used up 1 3/4 onions. They were good sized ones. Wow, too. That's a lot of cheese, but here we go. There's probably a lot in between, but when you take it up, it's supposed to be one big giant sheet that sticks together. So I'm going to leave that cheese in there. Now I'm going to start sprinkling on paprika, maybe a little bit of red pepper flakes. Not much cayenne for us, but definitely garlic. It's a lot of parm, but we want them to be tasty, right? Now I'm going to put a little bit of red pepper flakes on. Okay, here's the red pepper flakes. Not too much. You can use the garlic powder. I just happen to be out of it, so I'm going to put some garlic powder on it now. Here we go. Now, I have not made these before. This is an experiment. I always like to do it with you. So my friends, wish us luck. Into the 400-degree oven, which is ready now. And they say to cook it for possibly 20 minutes. You want it nice but not burned, but nice and hard. But check it at about 15, 16 minutes. That I will do. 400 degrees, and I'm checking it in. Here it is. It came up in probably 1/3 of the sheet, and I'm going to cut them individually. I think I have about 6 there. See how they're stuck together because the cheese all between them melts. So I just cut them all with the scissors in between. But they're not what I wanted. They're too heavy, probably too much. I should have put a thinner layer of cheese on the top and the bottom, because now they're cool and they should be crisp. They're crisp, but they're too thick. So probably would have to do these a couple times to see how we're doing them to get them right. But they're good, but don't expect them to taste like an onion ring. They have a good taste. If you dip them in your sauce, but they don't taste like an onion ring. And besides that, by the time you want to eat them, they say, you shouldn't really touch them till they're cool. I think they should be hot. However, is it a win? I don't know. Well, all that cheese sure made a big load of these. Look at the pile of them. And I think what I'm going to do, I've cut them all apart, and some are great size, some are a little bit bigger, but like this one is nice and thin, and it's perfect, just the way I want it. The ones that were on the edges of the perimeter of the baking pan were thinner with less cheese, and I do think that's the way to go. So remember the little hints. What I'm going to do is, when Moosey and I have them, either tonight with our soup or tomorrow midday or something as a little snack, I'm going to put them in the oven and crisp them up and heat them up again and serve them warm. But I hope they stay crisp. That's the whole thing. So that's the deal on the onion rings. They're yummy, they're good, and they're a little spicy from the chili peppers, but the red peppers, I mean. But they don't taste exactly like onion rings, but they're good. Clip. I'm going to put this on afterward, but I have to tell you, it was a fail. And I'm telling you now, after you've seen the clip. See the clip first. And what was wrong was, number one, they did not taste the least bit like an onion ring, number one. You had to let them cool so that they would supposedly get crispy and hard, and mine didn't get exactly that. They were sort of halfway there. Maybe I didn't cook them long enough, but they say cook them longer than you think you should, but don't burn them. So there's that little thing in there on those. But made two mistakes. And here's what I think I did wrong. Number one, I didn't slice the onions thin enough. Now, they said slice them thick enough to be able to taste them, but thin enough so that they'll be crispy. So maybe I didn't get that quite right. On one or two, I did. Now, the other thing that I did wrong, I think, was just too much of the Parmesan cheese. You were supposed to put it all over. Maybe I put it too much. Maybe I should have put a thinner layer on the bottom and definitely a thinner layer on the top, because with the cheese and the onion ring and the cheese on the top again, it was just too thick to be crispy. Now, the onions were delicious. They were like they were like when you graze onions and you make them just brown enough to use and put on a hamburger or something. So they were great. So I am admitting now that was one of my fails. And I thought, okay, into the garbage. Although Moosey did try them and they were tasty, but not like an onion ring. So the next morning, I even tried to crisp them up in the oven and it didn't work. So that day, the next day after I made them, I said, should I throw this in the trash and just be done with it or what? And I decided to make a save. So what I did was I peeled off, and you were able to do that, the crispy crusts, or what was supposed to be the cheese. And I got a lot of it off, not all of it. But then you had these beautiful braised onions. Is the word braised? It's not the word I'm thinking of. It's something else. But the onions were just gorgeous. They of course, were long. They weren't a little chopped up, because when I did them, of course, it was a whole onion slice. So I chopped everything up after I got a lot of the cheese off, but there was still some cheese left. And that night, I think I made a lobster bisque. What did I do? No, that night I made, I had some leftover spinach raviolis, I think. And they were small. They weren't big ones. And I needed some kind of a good sauce. So I made a low-carb sauce. And I used some lobster bisque soup that I had left over. And I added some cottage cheese and some sour cream and things to it. Oh no, I added half and half to make it nice and creamy. And I added some of those sun-dried tomatoes that are packed in oil, because I do prefer those. Put some of those in. And then after I chopped up all these, not too tiny, I put a nice big lump of this onion into the sauce. And guess what? Lucy raved. The sauce was absolutely delicious on top of these spinach ravioli. So there you go. You win some, you lose some. If you want to try this recipe, I encourage you to do so because it could be good. Now, whether it will ever taste like an onion ring, I don't know. But let me know if you do try to do this. It's really quite easy. It was only the 2 ingredients plus a couple of herbs and things on top. So that's it. Well, Shani just left. And we worked for 3 hours in my closet room. And we got so much done. You know, when she's here with me, and of course she's away at college, so she's not here that often anymore, except in the summertime and on vacations. And she can be such a good influence on me to help me purge. And she'll say, Nanny, do you really need all these T-shirts? And I said, well, I do wear them in the summertime under long sleeve shirts. Well, you don't need all of them. And so we started unloading some of those. We got rid of a lot of other clothes. I can't believe it, because now I do have actually some room in some of the hanging. Now there's still so much to do still. But the closet room doesn't look that bad right now. And she's wonderful. She's cute. She's so much fun. And we had a little hat show.
Happy Easter from Nanny's closet. I have my bun filling out my hats. And then this is Nanny's hat that she made, and we're reserving it for her tomorrow.
That's
Easter.
what I'm going to wear with my Adrian Vidadini jacket, like I wear every Easter to the brunch over at W. So we won't be with you tomorrow morning.
No.
Maybe we'll go to early mass with you, but we'll see if it's not me. Cute.
We'll see. Cute.
Oh, I love that hat on the top. Pull the hat down on the top. Oh, yeah, that one I love. So you can see parts of my closet. We did, well, I should say,
we made
Shannon.
a lot of damage.
You did, sweetie. We still have some of the shelves to clean out, but we've done well, and we've gotten a lot to Goodwill. So you're a good influence. Thank you, my friend.
Of course.
Now, every Easter, I have the debate. Should I wear this hat, which is probably my favorite because it goes so well with the jacket? I know. Hardly anybody else will be wearing hats and dressing up anymore. But dressing up is in my heart on Easter, and I do it every year. Or perhaps this one. I put a flower on this one. It's a little bit calmer, but I still love this. Let me try this one first. You can tell me what you think. I've just tied my hair back here. This is so cute, too. And, of course, you wear hats like this on a tilt down on your face. So what do you think? I love them both, actually. She was organizing all my hats. She put all the fancy, pretty hats in one, the straw hats, and she put the garden hats in another, the winter hats, the rain hats, the cowboy hats. And she understands how much I love hats. And by the way, my mother did too. I've told you all the stories, so many stories back in the day that I have shared with you. You can binge back on 650 more or more. And I've talked about the days when my mother and I would go shopping back east down on Bloomfield Avenue. There were several hat shops then. And there were those little mom and pop shops that we just don't have anymore. And the hat shops were just lined shelves of beautiful hats, all kinds of hats. And of course, every single Easter, we did get new hats. And sometimes my mother and I would leave those little shops with all sorts of hat boxes. By the way, every hat was put into a box. My mother had hat boxes under her bed. All my life, I remember that. So in honor of my mother, and because I love hats so much, I will be wearing one of my fancy Easter hats, and probably the one that I wear every year. It's always between two, but they always have flowers on them to match my jacket. So in a little while, near the end, I will put my Adrian Vittadini linen jacket on and show you what I'm wearing tomorrow. And it's going to be a busy day, so I'm ready to lie down, and hopefully I won't have to do too much editing in this particular video, and I can get it up maybe tonight for you, and you'll have it for Easter tomorrow. So my little 3 hours with Shannon was so much fun, and besides having them help me, and they're so much fun to just have around. The best way to go is if you have some grandkids, try them out and have them come and help you. I'm sure they'll be delighted. And of course, I always reward them. I wouldn't have them do that. I know they do it from their hearts too, but it's still nice to have a little something when they leave. And it's just a fun time to have them around. And I'll take my grandkids cleaning my house and helping me purge and sort clothes and everything any day over any professional cleaners. And they do a great job, and it makes me happy. So you can see the both of us, or you can at least see Shannon in my closet room. I keep calling it a closet room because it is. It's an extra teeny tiny bedroom that is off the main bedroom in the back. This cottage is probably about 900 square feet. It's not teeny tiny, but it's small. And it didn't have any closets at all. So we did have the outsides of the perimeter of the room sort of outfitted with these things that actually, when Mike and Colleen moved into the house, the big house, there were some cabinets upstairs, and we just brought those down. And some are hanging cabinets and some are shelves. And I had some leftover bookcases from our family home. So we just put everything in there, and it became my sewing room. And there still is a whole bunch of shelves that I do want to totally get rid of all that stuff. A lot of it's sewing paraphernalia. And we've started, Shannon and I have started on clearing some of the shelves, but she put more sweaters outside and she put more winter clothes outside, and we did get some bundles ready to go to Goodwill, and we feel good about that too. Thank you so much, all of you, my friends, for watching the video, for binging, and for subscribing. Welcome to all our new subscribers, and I love you all. And you'll see me soon again next week. Enjoy your family this weekend, and I hope you enjoyed our video too. Goodbye for now, and God bless us all.